Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I am so ready to get artsy. That's for sure. How about you? Are you ready to get artsy? I have, I'm going to start out with just a plain piece of copy paper, and we'll go from there. So, if you're brand new here, if you would follow, like, and subscribe to Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I would greatly appreciate that. And then ask to join our private Facebook groups, Stitch Along with Ann Facebook group, and Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group. For all things Ann and artsy, go to AnnCorbiereScottDesigns.com. Okay. So what we're going to start out with this morning is we're going to be playing with these art papers that we made last week and the week before. Do you remember? So I have 4 of them completed all the way. I have 2 that I haven't done the second layer just yet. So we're just going to play with what we got. And I pulled out a bunch of other artsy papers just so we have, you know, all the artsy things. So I'm going to grab some circles to trace onto this piece of, and I'm not kidding, it's just a piece of copy paper. And then I have these, you know, if I have a good tool, I just do not get rid of it. And these are circle cutters from the circle cutting guides from Creative Memories. I just love them. Okay, so I'm going to use this kind of a mid-sized one, and I'm just going to trace around it with pencil. And then I have this smaller one. Let's see if I can fit it on there. No, I cannot. But I might be able to, there we go. I can do that. Okay. And I'm just going to fussy cut these. So, because this is for one of the, remember I told you I'm going to show you things to do with the art papers that we created. So we're going to make something, right? So I have 3 ideas that we're going to play with today. So these circles are just one. Good morning, Susan. How are you? Do you see your beautiful artwork right here? It just keeps me company every day and inspires me every day. So there's one. So I wanted to talk about all of the ways we block ourselves artistically, creatively, whatever the case may be. So it kind of goes back to the artist's way, right? So the artist's way, her big things that she talks about, I told you I've been reading this book on and off for 100 years. That's not 100 years, might be a little bit of an exaggeration. It hasn't been out that long. Huh. But I think it's been out for 30 years. But I've been reading it on and off for years. And I feel like, I know this is going to get kind of controversial, but I feel like how I feel about church. You're never going to find a church that is everything for you, that you agree with everything. At least I don't. But I had this conversation with my kid a million years ago. But what you can do is take what helps you. Take what works for you and make that part of your life. And so I kind of feel the same way about the artist pages. I feel like you're going to take what works for you. Do you know what I'm saying? You're going to, so like morning pages, she's pretty adamant, like you need to do it every single day. And like the first thing when you wake up in the morning, if you have been around me for any length of time, you know I'm kind of lackadaisical about most things. I don't, and I don't want to force anybody to do anything that's not their jam. Do you know what I mean? So, what I think is, in the simplest terms, morning pages are getting it all out. Just getting it all out. Like getting all the, I know, Nancy, I know it comes as a complete shock to you. Just getting it all out of you, right? All your feelings, all your thoughts, everything, right? We talked last week, I don't necessarily write 3 pages, but I do write, and I try to make it a daily practice because it does start my brain out in a clean way. Does that make sense? Like I can get it out of my head because I can have conversations in my head. I can talk myself in and out of, all kinds of things. And it's a crazy mess in there sometimes. But if I do the thing where I do the morning pages, so I just do a brain dump on the page, right? Then I can get all the craziness out, and maybe the good stuff too, like some ideas that I had, some creative ideas, or I don't know, a new pair of shoes that I want to buy, or whatever the case may be. But then the other part of the tools of the Artist Way is the artist date. And so so morning pages is where you get everything out. And the artist date is where you put things in, right? In the most simple terms. And so an artist date can be, the other day, I sat in my front yard with those pretty flowers that you saw in my post this morning. And I just read in my front yard. It was beautiful. It was like in the mid 70s. And there was a breeze. It was, oh my gosh. I was reading my book, The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store, which is very good, by the way. And just enjoying my flowers and the breeze and my front yard. And it was a particularly quiet day in the neighborhood, so that was nice. But then every now and again, I could hear kids playing, and I love that. And anyway, so the artist date can be anything. Like next week, I've planned 2 for myself. Well, 3 or 4 actually, but the 2 biggies are, remember I said I'm flying to Austin, and my kid lives in Austin, so I'll be hanging out with him for a couple days, and he knows all the kinds of boutique-y shops I like to visit, and like thrift stores and art stores and all of that. So that'll be Thursday and Friday. But Tuesday, I'm going to the President Johnson's presidential library, which I love a presidential library. So that will be interesting, and what an artist date that will be, right? And Wednesday, I'm going to Lady Bird Johnson's Wildflower Center, which, again, can you even imagine? I'm going to be taking a billion pictures, and I'm taking my sketch pad, and, oh, I can hardly wait. I can hardly wait. So, the author of The Artist Way talks about that we should do an artist date once a week. But if you're in a situation where you're in a whole different place, I just think bank all those artist dates. Do you know what I mean? Like just bank them, because you're going to do all the things we've talked about before. You're going to take pictures of stuff so you have a reference file. You're going to sketch. You're going to make notes. You're going to do all those things. And then you're going to have that banked in your creative noggin, in your artsy arsenal, in your own head for future creating. So that's what I'm saying when I say, you know, I'm not too hung up on doing things in a militant way. Okay, so I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do with your artsy papers. So number 1, let's talk about, so here's the purple one, and you see I haven't done anything more to this, but I can, right? So I'm going to cut this to be the background of a page in my art journal, right? So just like, whoops, sorry about that, hit my camera. So just like this is a background, right? And this is going to be a background, right? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut one of these pages to be a background page. Right? So there's one thing that you can do with one of your art papers. Uh-oh, what did I do? Got a little crooked. I'll have to fix that. Anyway, so I can continue to work on this as a freestanding page, or I can just glue it into my art journal, right? Like any of these other art pages that I've done, right? And just because it's in my book doesn't mean that I can't grow it and grow it and grow it, because I have big ideas for this page. I have all kinds of new and different things that I want to do here. But, so that's one thing, right? You can do, you can cut a background paper. So there's one of the 3 things, right? You can also cut, so here's the yellow one, which I also haven't done more to, but I can continue to, right? We're going to cut this sheet in half at the 5.5, right? Because this is 8.5 by 11. We're going to cut this sheet in half at 5.5 inches deep, and then 4.25, right? And now we have 2 card mats, right? So we can do a couple of things with these. We can emboss them, or we could die cut them, right? We can do all kinds of things. So there's 2 things that you can do with your art papers. And now the third one, I'm so excited. The third one, we're going to use these bits and these bits. So we're going to create a little bit of fodder. Good morning, Deb. How are you this morning? Okay, so we're going to take bits and pieces of these, and we're going to make a color wheel of sorts. So I've seen these color wheels all over the place. The first place I happened to see them was a girl by the name of oh, where's my paper? I had a note, and I had exactly where I saw it first. It was in the fodder. Oh, here we go. Jennifer Wilkin-Pennick. So she does a lot of work in fodder school. She's one of those artists. So here's a couple things you can do. You can start, so you're going to start with a base, and then we're going to fill it with triangles, right? So I'm just going to start, so you could do this in a more exact way, right? So I'm just going to do like this, right? Let's get that to more of a point. right? And now I'm just going to start. And you're just going to fill this up with colorful bits and bobs, right? So, so we could use some of this purple, right? So we can just stop it right now. Look at that. And if they hang over, that's okay, right? So we're just going to continue to fill this up. I have a whole bunch of other art papers up here because, you know, we've made a million. So I have this big Ziploc bag full of papers. So I have that one. Come on, how about that? I have that one. I have that one. There we go. And I'm just going to continue to build my color wheel of sorts. Right? So, let's see. This one's going to be a skinny one, I think. Right? So, do you get the idea? You're just going to keep going, going, going. Here's a skinny one, but that's kind of a cool one, right? Let's go this way. So this is kind of fun because it's quite artistic. You're gonna just, you know, let's just chop one piece here. So it's kind of interesting when you do them on printed papers, right? Because then you have lots of visual interest. Right? So do you get the idea? We're just going to keep going. Building, 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 building. And, you know, we can rearrange and arrange and all we want, right? I'm wondering how you all have been doing with the artist way. Like, how have you been implementing it into your creative life? How have you, are you embracing it? Are you struggling with it? Tell me all the things. Have you not started? All are valid. All are completely valid. That's for sure. I'm just going to keep cutting. I need to go a little closer. And are there, do you have any questions for me? Do you have any, I mean, I'm no expert or anything, but we can chat about it, that's for sure. So what did you find, Joanna, after as you did them, how did that feel to you? Did it feel good? Did it, yeah, I know, Deb. Sometimes it feels like that, doesn't it? Life just feels like that. That's for sure. Everybody take a drink. I totally understand. I totally understand. I was doing all right. And then yesterday, as I was going to bed, which is the perfect time for something like this to happen, isn't it? I found a thank you card my mom had written on my nightstand. And I read it. And that just put me in a tailspin. Not like a full out, all these papers too. Just enough to, you know. I just miss my mom. And so, I know, so you just have to break it down, Deb. Because when that happens to me, then I do nothing. Do you know what I mean? When I have way too many things, then I know I need to do something like this, where I'm just like, it's just kind of mindless. There's no right or wrong. There's no, do you know what I mean? I think it does take time, Joanna. I think that you do, as you're doing the morning pages, I find that I just need to do like a stream of consciousness. Do you know what I'm saying? I have these little bits and pieces. I never throw anything away because look at how cute it's going to look on this thing. There is no right or wrong. You know what? You want to hear something funny? Yesterday during, good morning, Keels. Are you on your way? I know, but here's the thing, Lynn. Julia is not the boss of you. She is not the boss of you. Only you are the boss of you. And so you just, I told you at the beginning, I don't know if you heard that, but I was talking about, you just take what works for you in the big scheme of life. You just take what works for you, right? You, another. So I'm just going to cut a bunch of these. Oh, I think I want to do it this way so I get more of this cool design. So I just feel like this is, this is just a nice exercise in, well, number one, using what you got, right? And number two, I think when you cut apart, at least I find, when I cut apart art papers, I find that I see them with a new light. I see them with fresh eyes, right? And I think that's kind of what happens when we do the artist dates, right? I think that you, it's gonna be a longie. No, well, that's all right. Oh, Keels, I'm so sorry. That stinks. Keely is going on a birthday trip to a Cubs game in a faraway land called Pennsylvania. Ooh, there's a good one, and there's a good one. So I like to do, like, all of these fodder bits, like when we did the stamps the other day, all of those, all of the art practices that we do, right? They all, she loves those Cubs, Deb. She loves those Cubs. Her whole family does. When we do all of these things, I just feel like, don't try really hard to not think ahead what I'm going to do with this. Just be in the moment of building these, right? I cut out 4 circles, so I have 4 of these color wheels to play around with. I have 4, and I can cut all kinds of artsy triangles, and I can build and build and build, right? Everybody take a drink, including you, Keels. You and Kim need to take a drink. Okay. Are you a ballpark chaser, Keels? Or just cups? Right, so I'm not doing this in color order. I'm not doing this, I'm just cutting stuff up, right? And then I'll build from there. So I have this, do you remember this piece I have from building a page in my art journal, and it's all my washi tape, but I ran it through my Xyron, so it's all a sticker. So I'm feeling like that might be a fun one to play with. I also have these pieces from that same day's creation where I, they're both on my Xyron too, and they, they're just artsy papers that I have like some ideas. I want to cut some triangles from that. And I have this one that was ran through my Xyron. So let's do that. Ooh, Joanna. So what ball team do you follow? Or do you love all of them? I'm curious. So this one's already sticky, so let's stick that one down from what appears to be the middle. Who knows, right? Who knows? Me too, Keels. I love that Xyron. I do, I do. Okay, so I also wanted to talk about, so we talked about the Artist's Way, and we talked about color wheels and these kind of artsy color wheels, but I also wanted to talk to you about all the different things that we can do with our art papers. And we can just get a big Ziploc bag and put all of these cut triangles in a Ziploc bag. We can take our art papers and we can cut, these are so fun. Look at this. I just saw Jennifer did some of these and I was like, oh heck yeah, I'm absolutely doing that. Look at this. She calls these paper fish scales, and she like builds all kinds of fun stuff with those. So just know you can do that too, right? Let's see. Do you have a particular team that you like to follow, Joanna? Did I say Nationals? Okay, sorry. I didn't read up high enough. Okay, let's see. What else do I have in this pile? Oh, Joanna, we used to live in San Francisco, and we went to Candlestick, and it was what a time that was. Oakland Stadium's kind of nice too. Well, the old one. I don't know. All kinds of new stuff going on now. Hey, Joni. How are you? Oh, so I wanted to talk a little bit about, how am I doing on time? Oh, good, I'm good. I also wanted to talk about, I took some classes a long time ago from Kaylee Gray. And she's just brilliant. So she's somebody you might want to follow on, okay, this one, let's cut a couple of card bases from this. And then we can use the other half to do whatever we ding dang please. Right? 4 1/4. Ta-ta! Now we have this bit that we could do some triangles from. I want to do some big ones and small ones. I think that, let's do, look at this. I have 2 little pieces of fish scale right there. There. So like today, let's just talk about cutting stuff from our art papers. We have lots of art papers and we'll continue to make more art papers, right? So think about that. Think about okay, so oh yeah. So sorry. Totally lost track of my train of thought there, Joanna. So Kaylee Gray. So I just love her. And I've like I said, I have taken classes from her. She's amazing. She's so creative. Let's get this little squared off point off. She does so many cool things. But anyway, one of the things she does is called, she has a Instagram called Get Messy Art Journal. So write that down, Get Messy Art Journal. So you're going to find so much inspiration on her Instagram. So she does a thing called Messy May, and each day in May she has all these different artists that contribute to Messy May, and they have prompts, and I'm not really a prompt kind of girl, but they have such a cool take on prompts, I'm telling you. So one of the things, I promise it's all connected. One of the things that she, look at that fish scale. Stop it. One of the things that she talked about, or one of the things that they posted was painting over your writing. So I thought, how perfect is that for our morning pages? I mean, sometimes you're spilling your guts on a piece of paper, right? And sometimes there's the power of just getting it out of you, right? And just getting it on a piece of paper, right? But then paint over it, right? So nobody needs to read all of your deepest thoughts, right? But you can certainly, look at this, started out pink and now it's all orange. You can certainly utilize it in your art. So think about that. So I'm just using glue stick this morning to get a bunch. I want to do a whole bunch of oranges. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling that this morning. And then do a whole bunch of pinks. We'll see where it goes. So that little skinny mini, but see, it can be kind of whatever we want it to be, right? And it doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, this is all artsy. Right. I need a big one right here. Let's see. What do I have? This one. And now I need a skinny one. That won't work. but this one white, right? So you get the idea, right? You're just going to continue to build and build and build and build, right? There's a girl that has taken this kind of art form and created all kinds of things with these. So like I said, it started with Jennifer, but it has grown. I mean, I think that's kind of how it is with lots of creative endeavors. Somebody sees a new like a new technique, and then they grow it and make their own. I know I love making these color wheels because it is a fun way to use scraps, and like I said, see them in a new light, right? You're going to see them totally different. And one thing that Jennifer does that I think is so cool is she cuts a bigger circle, so like this bigger circle, and she applies all of her papers on it, and then she's going to take a smaller circle, right, and draw a circle around that, and then cut that, and then you're going to have this artsy ring of papers on the outside and the color wheel on the inside. So think about that. Like, it just, like, the possibilities are endless. And then, like I said, you're just going to put all these bits and bobs in a Ziploc bag, and then when we're doing an art journaling page, when we're building those creative clusters, those artsy assemblages, you're going to have all these bits and bobs. You're going to have the stamps that we made with washi tape the other day. You're going to have these color wheels. You're going to have all kinds of, you're going to have these fish scales. You're going to have all kinds of things, right? So think about how you're going to be able to have all of this cool visual interest in your art, right? Let's see. I thought I had something. This one. I love that this one has a little bit of purple in it. So let's cut one of those. Stop it. Look how cool that looks. I love that. I love that. I love that. And now I'm thinking, what if we did some of these? Because it has some of that yellowy. And it has orange. Okay, so this one, like I said, was run through my Xyron. Right, so I'm just going to peel it up. And the other thing I was thinking about, because you know, one idea leads to another, to another, to another, to another, right? Like once I'm done filling this circle, oh, shut it. Right next to, yes. Where's the other bit? We can certainly enhance it more, right? You could leave it just like this, or you could grow it more. You could do some ink work on there. You could, do you know what I'm saying? You could use some colored pencils. You could, all the things, all the things. Oops. I'm gonna scooch, scooch, scooch that. Yay, Keels! That's a terrible way to start a trip, isn't it? Yuck. Okay, and then I have this other, whoop, 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 whoop. I'm sticking there. And I have this other one. I mean, and here's the thing. Once you have these bits and bobs, right? Oh my gosh, your brain is just going to be like, oh, and you know what else I could do? And oh, and that's always fun, you know? Some more oranges. So you could do these, like I said, you can do them like in rainbow order if you wanted. You could do them in, stop it. Look at this one is on a hymnal. You could do them. I'm telling you, Joanna, like once you start, you're going to be hooked. It's too much fun. You could do them in, and like I said, there's no right or wrong, right? You can, these can be whatever your little heart desires, you know? That's not so wet anymore. Let's get a little more glue on there. And they don't have to be perfect, right? Think about that. Like, don't get yourself all hung up on it's not perfectly symmetrical or anything like that. Oh, shut it. They do make cute flowers. They do make cute flowers. Everybody take a drink. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay, I need either one biggie or let's do one of this. A couple of smalls, but I think I want to do one biggie. And now I need a super skinny one right there. What do I have? I have some of this. Let's just cut a skinny one. And okay. Whoops. Let's get that gluey on the back side. Okay. So now, shut up. Look how cute that is. Right? Now, watch this. So we're going to take our smaller circle and our pencil, which is somewhere on this messy desk. There we go. Right? And we're going to try and get that kind of centered. Right? Let's go around, 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 around. And now I'm going to peel that up. And I'm going to cut in between two of these triangles. And now I'm just going to cut this out. And remember, this doesn't have to, please don't feel like it has to be perfect. It absolutely does not. It's the least perfect of a lot of things. Okay, look, there we go. Stop it right now. And now we're going to take this. So we could do this. We could put this down on an art journal. So I could do one of two things. Are you ready? Are you ready? I love those Creative Memory Circle dies. Denise, do you still have them? I love them. Okay, so you could trim all these little bitsy pieces off, right? That's an idea. And then you have a ring. But I'm thinking I want to take this and make a sun in my art journal. Let's see. with art panel. I want to put I'm telling you, I love those. I think they're the best circle cutters. I see a sunshine too, Joni. And you know what's so funny? Carmen and I were just having this whole conversation about, remember a long time ago in one of the paid art classes, exactly, Tam, because one of the prompts was raise, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is perfect. So I think I want to have, like maybe I want the blue background and this sunshine on top of it. What do you think? Oh, stop it. Yes, that's what I was just going to say, Lynn. In a class we did a long time ago, we did CBS Sunday Morning Sunshines. And so Carmen and I were just talking about it in her backyard last week. And we, Carmen's like, we need to do that again. We need to do that again. Because, you know, a CBS Sunday Morning Sunshine can be as artistic as we want it to be. So I'm cutting up the blue art paper we just made. Yeah. Trimming off the edges. Right? I'm going to build my page and then I'll put it in my book. How are we doing on time? Yikes. I still have a little bit of time. Seriously, you guys? Seriously? That was a great class, wasn't it? Stop it right this very minute. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I'm so in love with this, I can't even describe it. So let's get some glue on the back of this. I think it might be easier to do my art glitter glue. Where's my bigger one? We put, for the retreat, we made little bottles of art glitter glue. But I'm feeling like I might need the Mac Daddy. Okay, so do I want this one or purple? Oh, blue. Blue for sure. Okay. And I think I want that. I'm kind of digging that. Okay. So look, all we've done in just 1 hour, right? When you just let go of things, it's kind of crazy how things just start to happen, you know? Like things just appear. So I was just thinking, so when I was hanging at Carm's that day, I considered that an art date. And, you know, Julia thinks that you shouldn't share them with anybody. And I, you know, I see the benefit of doing them alone, but I also see the benefit of hanging out with somebody who just inspires you creatively. Let's do this. I want these rays to really stop it right now, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What am I going to do next? I don't know. I don't know. But seriously, this is going places. You know what I mean? I mean, that could even be cool if I did something. No. But this can be a whole other thing. Okay. So let's set that aside to dry. Let's do some comfort book before I forget. Let's put our pin in our glue so we don't dry out. Oh, Vicky, thank you. Thank you. You know what I was just thinking, Vicky? You know, so like as you're creating, you're starting to think of other ideas. La, 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 la. Wouldn't it be cool to do, oh heck yes, Tammy, oh heck yes, a big fat quote in there. Yes. Wouldn't it be cool, Vicky, to do this same color wheel with all your different security envelopes? Stop it! Wouldn't that be cool? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The ideas. The ideas. Okay. Let's find a quote. Let's find a something, right? Okay, let's do this one, and then if we still have time, let's do this one. Okay, protection. Once upon a time, I felt pressure to not let people down. I'm still plagued with that sometimes. I stayed doing work I hated. I went to parties I didn't really want to be at. Saw people I found agonizingly hard to converse with. Faked every smile. And then my mind exploded. After which I realized it is better to let people down than to blow yourself up. OMG. Anybody else relate to that? Just saying. Quantum freedom. According to quantum physics, the laws of the universe are probabilistic. This means that even among the smallest particles, nothing is entirely predictable. There is always uncertainty and things that can't be entirely predicted and measured. Determinism fails in the face of quantum reality. The German physicist Werner Heisenberg, who came up with the uncertainty principle, or rather the uncertainty principle, discovered that even if every single initial condition is known, it is still impossible to predict with any fixed certainty the behavior of waves and particles. Likewise, chaos theory explains how even things on a bigger scale, like weather, are not entirely predictable and can't ever be. How many times have we been surprised by a day of sunshine when we were told to expect showers? Similarly, neuroscientists have shown us that the very structure of our brain and the nerve cells within it also acts with elements of randomness. In other words, a key defining feature of the universe, of nature, of our environment, of us, is uncertainty. There is always space for chance. As something begins to change or move, it changes with a degree of the unknown. Whether it is light through a slit in a barrier or a hurricane or a brain cell, the universe is essentially an ever-evolving possibility. While fear might want us to imagine the worst is certain, the future, like everything else, remains uncertain, unpredictable, open, free, and even the very smallest event in the maze that is our lives can result in the most unexpected outcome. Come on. That was good. That was some good food for thought, wasn't it? So, let's see. I have another, whoops. I have more circles cut so I can continue. I can continue to build. Where are my circles? I set them right here somewhere. Honest to Pete. You guys. This desk. It's mayhem. It's absolute mayhem. Did I set them up here? Maybe. Because I have some other papers up here that I really wanted to fiddle with. Look at this one. wouldn't that make some cool triangles? So I thought I had a couple of smaller circles and, oh, there they are. Yes, I have these smaller ones. I thought those might be kind of fun. Okay, but I really like the big ones. So let's just get some, let's just start putting stuff down. Just get some glue down. I've noticed, like, especially around the edge. So this is always the predictor, isn't it? It's the one that kind of decides where everything else kind of goes. Let's do some of this. I'm telling you, Valerie, it's the best it's the best mindful exercise, I think, to make background papers, to just concentrate on, you know, like these little elements. That's all. I like doing that and then filling stuff in. See where it goes. Look, I have that one. Let's see where that goes. What can I fill in with that? So like this one, let's cut. I'm sure thinking about that, I'm sure thinking about that everything is uncertain. Is that playing on anybody else's noggin? Sure is mine. There we go. Now I need something skinny. Oh, look at this one. So this could be, so like I said, all of these can be, oh, I have this purple. These can be any of the art papers that you've made. They can be ones that we've painted, ones that we've jelly printed, all the things. Just pull out your art papers. But we did a bunch over the last couple weeks that I wanted to incorporate in today's assignment. And so yes, because once you start creating, Lynn, I believe then you do kind of unlock something in your brain. And I think that's the purpose of the artist pages, is to unlock your brain, is to start to all those Vicky, I saw your, holy tamale, you guys are having such crazy weather. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. What can we put right there? What do we have? What do we have that's skinny? We have that purple. It's, nope. We want something a little wider. Okay, how about this one? No, the glue is dry, honestly. Remember this Gonna peel up that bottom. A little glue under there. And it's okay if they overlap a little bit. I promise. In the big scheme. Oh my gosh, Vic, I bet. Oh my gosh, was I thinking about you last night? Was it last night or the night before? I don't know. All those basketball games start to blur together into one, Vicky. But Oklahoma was playing, and I was like, Jeff, do you remember... Do you remember the pecan pie? He's watching the games too. It's just so fun to kind of think about, like, that we're in all different places across the country, and we're all doing something kind of similar, or maybe totally different, but we're all connected in some way. And that's what I just love about this community. I just love about this community that we just keep being connected to one another. My far-flung friends. Oh my gosh. No, he was not, Vicky. That's so cool. That's so cool. Oh, look at that one. Yeah, I love them all too. I love them all too. It's so fun to watch, isn't it? It is, it is, it is. Oh, totally forgot I have some more of these. Get down there. Oh, that's nice. Season tickets. That's nice. Okay, I know I'm over, you guys. I just want to finish this one page. Okay. That one. Gonna come up, get some glue on there. Yay! I'm so happy I have 2 done. I think I might do that same thing with this one where I cut it out. Where I do the other. Is everybody still here? Are you bored with me? Okay. Stop it right now, you guys. Stop it right now. And now look at this one. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Oh. I don't even know if this one will fit, but seriously. Seriously. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm having so much fun. I hope you are too. I won't keep you any longer. Oh, Joni, you could do, hello, like a billion zillion applications, right? I keep telling myself that I'm going to cut a ring, but every time I do one of these, I don't want to get rid of any of these bits and bobs. But the rings are really cool. And so I promise, at some point I will do a ring. Anyway, go out and make it a tremendous Thursday. Open your newsletter tomorrow. And remember, next week, Stitch Along will be on Monday. And kind of watch because because I'll be in Texas. My time will be a little bit earlier, so I'm thinking I might go. I might do classes a little bit earlier. So like, let's see, if it's 9 o'clock Texas time, that's 11 o'clock Arizona time. But I think I might do that because then that's going to give me more time in the city. I hope you guys understand that. But like I said, go out and give yourself an artist date this weekend. I don't care if it's walking around the nursery and looking at all the new flowers that are out there, going to a farmer's market, going to an art museum, going for a walk in a place, you know what I'm saying? Going to a place that, you've not been before, or a place that you love to go to. Just open yourself up to new inspiration, new insight, all those things. Just open yourself up. Oh, she talked about one that I thought was fascinating called, that was like, go to an ethnic neighborhood and look at all the new sights and sounds and tastes and smells and all of that. That can only burst open your creativity. That's going to stretch your creative muscle like nobody's business. A junk store visit, I can do those forever and a day. Just sit in your garden like I did. That was just amazing to me. So please go on an artist date and let's talk about it on Tuesday. I will put the times in, our, in the newsletter, and then I will try to post them. Watch social media because I'll post the new times, on my social media posts for pop-in paint parties. Remember, Stitch Along will be on Monday next week. I can hardly wait to share all the things that I learn, and I want you to share all the things that you learn. I can't wait to just see how we just burst open with our creativity. Thank you so much for hanging with me, for sharing all of this loveliness with me. It just means the world. I adore you. I adore you more than my words can convey. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you Tuesday. Well, I'll see you Monday in Stitch Along. Bye, everybody.